The B-2 was developed as a black program, with all of the pluses and minuses that entails. On the plus side, it was developed with a high level of secrecy, and until rollout in 1988 few were sure exactly what the B-2 looked like. On the other hand, costs and development problems that caused them to rise were kept secret until 1988. The B-2 Spirit is one of 3 strategic heavy bombers in U.S. Air Force service. Originally conceived to infiltrate the Soviet air defense network and attack targets with nuclear weapons, over the decades its mission has grown to include conventional precision attack. The B-2 is the most advanced bomber in U.S. service, and the only one of 3 types that still carries nuclear gravity bombs. In the late 1970s, the administration of President Jimmy Carter opposed a high-speed B-1A bomber as a waste of government money. Carter had been briefed on the new field of stealth technology and was responsible for the development of the F-117A stealth fighter. Instead of the B-1A, Carter authorized development of the Advanced Technology Bomber, or Stealth Bomber. Little was known about the bomber at the time except that it would incorporate new radar evading technologies and possibly a dramatically different shape than previous bombers. The U.S. Air Force sent out a request for proposal in 1980, and in October 1981 Northrop won a $7.3 billion initial contract to produce 127 advanced technology bombers. Northrop was a curious pick after all. It had not produced any bombers since World War II. Northrop had been working on stealth since at least the mid-1960s. At a research facility in Rancho Palos Verdes, California, Northrop had been working on radar-evading aircraft shapes and radar-resistant materials. The company lost a competition to build the Experimental Survivable Test Bed, XST, what would later become the stealth fighter, to Lockheed, but did win the opportunity to build another stealth test bed, Tacit Blue. Tacit Blue featured 360-degree stealth, a must-have for a penetrating strategic bomber. Engineers had long known that flying wings had a minimal radar signature, and flying wings were a Northrop specialty. The company had produced 4 flying wings, the Northrop N9M, the XB-35 and YB-49, and the YB-49A. None had been picked up by the Air Force, but it gave Northrop a great deal of experience with the aircraft form. A flying wing properly shaped to further confound radar and use of advanced composite materials would create the ultimate penetration bomber, undetectable by radar. The B-2 was developed as a black program, with all of the pluses and minuses that entails. On the plus side, it was developed with a high level of secrecy, and until rollout in 1988 few were sure exactly what the B-2 looked like. On the other hand, costs and development problems that caused them to rise were kept secret until 1988. The cost of the overall B-2 program rose from $35.7 to $42.8 billion. Approximately $1 billion was spent strengthening the wing, an Air Force requirement, should the bomber ever be required to fly at low altitude.